What is up, everybody? Welcome back to FNF Bar Talk. So tonight we have a special bottle. We have the Old Rip Van Winkle 10-year. So Negative Rob has never really had an allocated bourbon. I've never had this bottle. Anybody who knows this bottle knows they go for a lot more than MSRP. Anywhere from $750 to $1,100 some stores. Maybe a secondary, you might be able to pick it up around $500 or so. I've heard some people getting it for that, but I was fortunate enough to pick this up at MSRP. Good friend of mine owns a liquor store. I don't want to say his name or his store because then you people will bombard him. But in reality of it, we're going to see, is this bourbon really worth the money? I've had some high dollar bourbons. I hear stuff people say that, yes, this is good. No, it's not worth the money. We'll find out.
Yeah. So, putting it forward, I'm not much of a bourbon kind of individual. Now, with that being said, I've had bourbons. I had a variety of bourbons. And realistically, and I know this is probably going to irritate some of you, but I don't really care. I have had some of the cheaper stuff taste way better than the stuff that everyone raves about that's like expensive.
That's true.
So, to each their own. I don't quite know what exactly it is that you guys are looking for, but yeah. So, but I'm learning. So we're going to do a little bit, and then we're going to let it breathe like cultured people do. So, I'm just curious on this because, he basically told me, he was like, yeah, go ahead and take a look at this and see what this thing costs. And I'm telling you what, you individuals that will pay the money that I seen this thing going for, something's wrong with you. I don't know what it is. I mean, explain it to me, send me a comment or something, because I don't quite understand it. But I did a little research on the old Pappy, or the Van Winkle, as they put that. So, just to kind of run down the little thing on that, so I'm sure a lot of you enthusiasts already know this. But apparently there was a young Pappy, which would be senior, started working for the Weller and Sons, that's right, Buffalo Trace, back in 1893. So off of a horse and buggy selling bourbon on the streets. Imagine that. Couldn't do that really today. And then in 1935, he basically not really necessarily took over, but it was Prohibition ended, and Weller and Sons merged with some other distilleries. So he kind of took over a little bit and kind of, did his thing and went from there. Then we're going to jump into like 1965 when Junior popped in, and basically being a war veteran, came in. I guess his dad retired at that point, took over, and basically started following his father's footsteps. 1972 rolled around. There were some challenges. Bourbon sales were kind of down. I guess a lot of people were into other kind of liquors and whatnot. It didn't really go into a lot of specifics on that. So, and then in 1977, Pappy III joined in and started taking the reins on that. And basically it wasn't until the mid-90s when Pappy III came out and said, guess what? We're going to rebrand the Van Winkle, and we're going to make it they made it the Pappy Van Winkle brand. And it's been running pretty strong since then. So it's still a family business. All the Van Winkles clan is still running it and going strong on that. Now, obviously, this is the 10-year. I did see that there's a 20-year, a 15, 20, and I think a 23-year.
Mm-hmm.
So, good luck with those. So, basically, I'm about the taste. So, which is a lot of times I mix my liquors and such like that. Some liquors I will drink straight because they're, they taste good. So, I found mixed reviews of what this is supposed to taste like. Now, on Buffalo Trace's website, their tasters and whatnot have put on there that this is a sweet vanilla nose with a caramel, pecan, and oakwood smooth, mellow flavor. Really? Vanilla notes? Okay. And then it's got a consisting of a robust wheat of cherries and oak. Didn't really smell the cherries when I was taking a little whiff of that. And then it features a long, smoky wheat finish with hints of fruit, spice, and oak tannins. Again,
A lot of stuff.
if you guys can explain this to me, because it's okay. That's a lot of stuff going on in there, and I mean, I don't drink wine because wine connoisseurs have made it so complicated and just they've ruined the experience because you get wine, you got to put it in, you got to swirl it, you got to swoosh it, and then you got look, you're drinking something to enjoy the taste, okay? But that's a lot of flavors to be in here. I mean, how are you getting that? But again, explain it to me. I'm all about learning and figuring that all out. But like I said, I've had bourbons. I've probably had a good, I don't know, maybe 20 different bourbons, from some of the tastings that we've done and everything like that. And some of the cheaper ones, like I think there was one that was probably under $10. For me, that was better than some of the ones that were going for like $20+ or whatever a bottle. It's about the flavor. Now, granted, some of the flavoring notes that they put in there, I would hope I would be in it, like the vanilla and the cherry and all. That'd be awesome. I don't think that's going to happen because it's just, no. I mean, it doesn't smell bad, but I smell alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
That basically takes it from me. Now, there is a little bit of, okay, well, I could probably get the notes of a little bit of vanilla in there, but I'm not going to taste it. But we shall see. I'm here to learn. Can't drink malt and mixed drinks forever. Well, you can, but, sometimes you just have to be cultured. I even have out of this nice fancy glass.
Glencairn.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
So it has a full name. This glass has a full name. Glencairn. Wow. I would have just called it a little weird little
Rob's a caveman.
harp thing or something. I mean,
Yeah, so this whole line, everything with the Buffalo Trace, super popular. I'm on a lot of bourbon groups, and people, man, they search and destroy to find this stuff, and other distilleries and all that stuff too. So, but Buffalo Trace is definitely number one, and like the Old Rip, the Lot B, the Pappies, and all that stuff, the Rock Hill Farms, all the different Blantons. Daily, just watch people just hunt them or buy them on the secondary market. It's it's your money, do what you want. I'm just fortunate enough to know a few people that own liquor stores, and I don't have to pay them prices like a lot of people do. But I also spend a lot of money for reviews in their stores like other people don't. So I guess one way or another, I still pay for it. But I've always wondered, is this bottle and some of the other bottles actually worth the price of secondary? I'm probably going to say no, but I'm going to give it a shot.
So here's a question, and it's a genuine question. So this is made by the Buffalo Trace, or their, the whole line of it, Wellers and whatnot. So what makes this, and for that matter, any of them, any different than any of the other stuff?
It's just a rarity because they're allocated. You can't find them. So there's a whole thing called Bourbon Gate. It's a documentary you can watch about all the stuff that happened with all these Pappies and these allocated bottles.
Number one, I would not spend that much money for something that I'm going to drink unless you one, have that money to spend. Two, you're going to actually drink it because of an occasion, special occasion of some sort, and make that a part of the memory of that occasion. But if you're going to buy something just to buy it for bragging rights, and then it sits there, unless you're having people come over and pay admission to look at your bottle, it's just me. It's just me. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see like if you bought one, like if your father wanted something like this, he always wanted a bottle. He's getting up in age, and might be your last Christmas or something with them, last birthday, and you're like, you know what? Yeah, I'll go out and spend $800. Maybe last good birthday of my father. We can enjoy good memories. I get that 100%.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm sure you're going to drink a good maybe portion out of that bottle, and then you'll still have, and that memory will go on every time you see the bottle and you drink from that. Whatever. That's okay. That's one thing, but just to buy it for bragging rights and to hold on to it and just never drink it and for the possibility of what down the road, because let's just be real. Unless you're being buried with it, your kids are going to sell that crap. They're going to see it on there and be like, "Oh, I can get this much money for it. It's gone."
That, or there'll be an estate sale and somebody come up and be like, "I've never heard of this Old Rip Van Winkle. How much you want for it? Give me $10. Sold. There's your legacy. Go goodbye." Then you're rolling over in your grave like, "I spent $1,200 for that bottle."
And they probably won't even realize what they got. They'll take it home, crack that boy right on up, drink it, mix it, whatever, and
dump it in Kool-Aid. All right. We'll give this a shot. See what you think of it.
Yep.
All right.
Like I said,
it smells pretty good.
I could, if you breathe in heavy enough, maybe some cherries, but
it is vanilla.
All right.
I'm not really getting a lot of that stuff, but I don't really get a lot of it anyway. I'll get vanilla or something that's caramel, whatever, but I definitely taste like some oak. And it's strong. It is 107 proof. Some people say that this is the juice that didn't make it to be in the actual Pappy. I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of conspiracies for the whole bottles that come out of Buffalo Trace and what they really are, and so, but it's a very unique end finish.
I was gonna say
very unique.
I get burn, a very strong burn, and I mean I get it. It's 107 proof. I mean that's a decent amount. I mean I've drank way more proof than that, but there's a lot of burn. But you do, once it sort of burns away, settles, then you get the afters. I don't necessarily get an oak. An argument can be maybe a wheat. I don't get the vanilla. I mean, definitely the vanilla is there in the smell, but I don't get it for the taste. I'm not really getting anything other, maybe a stretch of what could be their fruit notes or fruit spice or something, but it's like there and gone. I mean, I don't know. It just, all I know is, boy, you drink some of this, enough of that, it'll definitely kick up your acid reflux. Something fierce. But, I mean, for me,
it's just great because Rob's down here trying some allocated bottle. There's probably people going to be watching this like, this asshole, man, is trying this, don't know nothing.
Hey,
that's the best part about it.
I'm just a common Joe who just wants, I'm testing things out. I mean, I'm cultured a little bit. I've been around the world. I've tried things.
You're lucky you don't have a can of Coke down here if you mix it with Coke.
Because I'm telling you what, I don't know. Because like I said, it's got some heavy burns. That might not even work with that. Maybe a root beer. Maybe. Oh.
The more I drink it, I don't know. I kind of do get a slight sweet cherry taste, and then kind of like.
All right, so, and I'm sure everyone's got their ways of doing this. So,
oh yeah,
the first time I drank it, I kind of let it sit in there and then went down. I think it's where all that burn came from. This one was kind of in, and I just swallowed it right down. Way less burn. And I'm getting more of the flavorings that are in there. So I would say probably a little bit of a cherry. Still have that spice, which is probably the fruit spice. And I would have to say that I probably enjoyed that more on the second one than I did the initial one.
I would say this bottle, it is not bad at all. I like bourbons and stuff, so this is a good bottle to me. It's good to me at MSRP. If I paid $500 plus for this bottle, I'd be extremely disappointed because there's a few bottles that are sitting behind me that I know I paid less for than this, and they're just as equally as good. Now, granted, taste is all subjective to the person, so what you like, I might not like, what he might not like. So I understand that with a lot of people. But is the $1,100 bottle a $750 bottle? No. Ain't no way. This would be a great bottle. Sit down here, just because of the name. Have a bunch of your friends over, crack it open, kill the bottle, whatever, and just have a good night. Or go outside, smoke a couple cigars. It'd be great. Be great. But it's not a $1,000 bottle. If you want to flex with it, great. That's cool. Because not everybody can just walk into the store and get this. So you definitely have the leg up on somebody else for your collection. So either which way you want to go, if you want to collect it, if you want to drink it, if you want a special occasion it, to each their own, do as you want. My recommendation would be not paying that huge secondary price from these places online. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that when you mentioned the cigars. I mean, that would be,
I do get the cherry. I do. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't let it simmer in there and you take it in and you take it down, you get a little bit more of the flavoring. But again, I don't know how you're supposed to drink this. I don't know whether you're supposed to put it in there and just sort of savor it or whether, I mean, I'm a shot guy. You put something like that in front of me, I'm chugging it down. For what I put in there, that was like a shot. I mean, I've already taken like 3 sips of that. To me, that's kind of milking it. But I get the flavoring to a point. I guess it depends on how you take it.
Well, this is a neck pour, so this is fresh crack. So we'll come back to this, if it lasts, in a couple months. And sometimes the bottles open up, and they have a whole different profile to them.
And they kind of breathe a little bit. Okay.
So, a lot of people don't like neck pours. They kind of like, a lot of bottles will get a bad review from that, like, oh, well, I tried opening it up, and it tastes like crap. Me, too. I bought bottles. I'm like, yeah, ain't all that great from what people say. Put on the shelf, come back to it, 4 or 5 weeks later, try it again. It's like, okay, that's totally different now. So for being a fresh crack, it's not a bad bottle if you're buying an MSRP.
Yeah, I mean,
if I paid a G, I'd be highly disappointed.
I don't think I would ever buy a bottle for $1,000. I mean, not. And I say this only as like an investment type of a thought. I would only purchase a bottle for $1,000 if I knew within a year I could at least double my money off of that. I mean, because, and other than that, the whole purpose of buying any alcohol of sorts is you're going to drink it. So why would you want to spend $1,000 on a bottle that you're never going to drink? Because then and I'm sure this is going to piss off a lot of people, and we've had this conversation many times, with friends and everything down the bar. You buy a bottle, say $1,000. Okay, you got bragging rights. Oh, look at the bottle, blah, blah, blah. Look at what I got. Look at it. And someone asks you, well, what does it taste like? Okay, well, it's a sweet vanilla nose, blah, blah, blah. No, you read that off the website. You don't know what it tastes like. So you bought a $1,000 bottle that you're never going to taste. You're never going to know what it's like. You bought it for bragging rights. And I'm Negative Rob. This is how it's going to be. I'm a guy who basically will buy that gets more hopes out of a $10 bottle of bourbon, fistful of bourbon, because that was pretty good, that I will buy and drink. And I mean, I'm drinking this and tasting this bottle that could possibly, and I've seen it online, go up for about $1,000. And I'm like, okay, it's good. I mean, but it's not $1,000 good.
No.
So if you're going to buy it, you buy it to drink it, experience it. That, to me, is bragging rights. Because then you could sit around if you're with, connoisseurs or whatever you want to call them, and you'd be like, yeah, you know what? I had some of that 10-year Old Rip Van Winkle. And this is what it tasted like. I'm pretty sure that's going to be more impressive to the people that you're around versus how much you paid for it. You know, if you say, well, yeah, I got a bottle of Rip Van Winkle 10-year and it's sitting at home, I paid $1,000 for that. They're going to be like, you're a dumbass. That could just be the bourbon speaking.
Could be, possibly. I mean, I would say I would rate this bottle, all the allocation, hype, and all that aside, I would rate this like, I give it 8 out of 10. I think it's good. I could sit down here and I could drink this all night long. I could sip on it. It is good. So that's my opinion on it.
The less you get, the more different things you get. I could see maybe pecan. So yeah, I mean, again, like I mentioned, I'm happy with a fistful of bourbon. You know, those of you know, you know. But for this, like I said, the first one, it was a burn, but the next two on that, it was good. So, you know, for the best of my knowledge, yeah, I mean, I would drink this again, you know, probably sip as well. So I'd give this an 8. I mean, again, I'm not going to go any higher because, like I said, I'm not really a bourbon drinker, like straight. You know, I can probably do whiskey from time to time, but even those, I gotta be mixers. So, but like I said, you know, less you get down, a little more, but it's the experience. I'm just having a good time with the experience.
That's all it's about. Because all my friends that come down here, they're all going to get to try it. So it won't be a shelf queen, nothing like that. Good friend comes down, hey, can I try that? Absolutely. Help yourself. So, but like always, folks, drink responsibly. Do not drink and drive. Do not drink and put your credit card out and buy allocated bottles either. I know we're all guilty of that. But anything else?
Nope. No, that's pretty much about it.
Well, there you go, folks. That is the Old Rip Van Winkle 10-year. Hope you guys enjoyed it. First time we both had this, and it's not bad. And I figured, just do a review on this and try to go over, a lot of stuff about the, the allocation and, the whole history of it and the secondary market and what people are paying. But all in all, it's not a bad bottle. I know a lot of people will not find this bottle MSRP. I mean, I know some of you guys have Costco's. You guys can find good drops, and that's awesome for you guys. Trust me. So if you see this, definitely check it out and buy it. Crack it open.
Yeah,
try it out.
And definitely, like I said before, feel free to drop me comments. Hate comments, love comments, whatever. I mean, explain it to me what I'm missing and or whatever. I got no problems going, back and forth with you. Because again, I drink it to drink it. I just want to, flavor it. But let me know. Let me know if I'm missing something. Let me know if I'm not drinking correctly or something. By all means.
Well, there you have it, folks. We will see you guys for the next drink review. Cheers.